Hey all, this week we are focusing a lot on behavior problems and the ways that we can work through them. Behavior is so hard, and we as parents often find ourselves resorting to yelling, which doesn't make any of us feel good. I don't know any parent out there who actually enjoys yelling at their kids, and I certainly don't know any kids out there who like to be yelled at by their parents. So let me tell you this little story about one of my patients and his mom, and an encounter that we had a few weeks ago. So mom had called me up and she had mentioned that she was just beside herself because her afternoons after school with her son had just become so difficult. He was just angry and didn't want to do his chores, didn't want to do his homework, didn't want to eat dinner. He just refused to do all of the things that he had been doing. And this was a rather recent development. It hadn't happened last year, but it happened this year, and she just wasn't sure what was going on. The teacher said he did fine at school. On weekends, he was doing just fine. On vacations, he was doing just fine. But on our everyday school days, Monday through Friday, he was struggling in that late afternoon. Mom and I had a phone conversation. We made sure our little guy wasn't around so he didn't hear any of this conversation. We never want our kiddos to feel like they're being bad, right? When we talk about our kids' behavior in a negative way in front of them, it oftentimes makes them feel bad. And I never want to do that. So we had this conversation. It was a telephone call. It was very simple. Mom called me on her lunch hour from work, and kiddo was not around at all. We talked about so many things, trying to figure out what could be the root of this. The fact that it wasn't happening every single day, it wasn't happening on weekends, it wasn't happening on vacation, and he was a very pleasant kiddo at school, meant that there's something had to be happening either during school or shortly thereafter that was causing this behavioral issue. And we were looking all the things that normally cause these kinds of things. It's the same things that tend to make us as grown-ups struggle as well, right? And those three things are hunger, sleepiness, and discomfort. If we are hungry, if we are overtired, if we are uncomfortable, it is really hard to not have a tantrum, right? Even for grown-ups. Most fights with our partner are probably when we are hungry or tired or uncomfortable, right? Most fights with our parents, most fights with anyone, our colleagues, it's going to be most likely when we're hungry, when we're tired, or we're uncomfortable. So we were looking at those three things. It turns out our friend here was sleeping really well. He was getting 10 hours of sleep every night. So that probably wasn't the issue. And he didn't seem to be uncomfortable. But when we were talking, we noticed that his lunchtime was really early this year. It was at 10:30 in the afternoon. And they did offer a snack around 1, but when mom reached out to the teachers, she found out that he often didn't eat a snack. He was just playing with his friends and too distracted, and they only had a few minutes for snack time. So he often just kind of played through it. So we realized poor guy must be ravenous by the time he gets home in the afternoon, right? He must be so hungry because the last time he ate real food was at 10:30, and he gets home around 3, which is a really long time to go without eating, especially for a growing elementary kiddo. So mom and I discussed our plan of action, which was going to be for her to feed him a very protein dense food as soon as he got home from school. It was going to be ready for him. So she could hand it to him as he walked in the door, or he could just pick it up right away. The other thing was she was going to pack a snack for him in his school bag so he could eat something on the way home from school if he was hungry. And this option for her and for her little dude was amazing. The turnaround was 180. This kiddo was pleasant in the afternoon. He was joyful. He would talk about his day. He would help mom clean up the playroom as he was expected. He sat down to do his homework. And, of course, we have our moments where we still didn't want to do it, but it was not every single day. And here is just a great example of how here at Blooming Bright Pediatrics, we look at your whole kiddo, right? We are not looking at behavior and talking automatically we have ADHD, automatically we have ODD, automatically we have some kind of issue, right? And we're going to refer you out to some specialist. We're going to sit and we're going to talk about it. And we're going to talk about what's going on for your kiddo. Maybe we have really big stuff going on. Maybe there's a new baby coming, or maybe we had a family member living with us that moved away, or maybe we had our best friend move away, or maybe some other big life change is happening. Maybe we're teething, right? Teeth can be really uncomfortable when they're coming in. Maybe we have an ear infection. Maybe we have a sinus infection. Maybe our allergies are just killing us. We're coughing all the time and our nose is itchy and it's just so hard to be comfortable with all of that going on. We talk about these things so that we can help you figure out how to keep your kiddos healthy and comfortable, how to keep you from yelling, and how to keep your kiddos from doing things that they don't want to do. No kid wants to be yelled at. No kid wants to do things that make their parents want to yell at them. So if you are interested in having a pediatrician that will help you figure this out and help you find that way to look for the problem that your child is having, instead of letting you continue to think that your child themselves are the problem, check us out at Blooming Bright Pediatrics. I am Dr. Jessica Chacko. I am a board-certified pediatrician, and I am the owner and founder of Blooming Bright Pediatrics. We help you in all ways with your kiddos. We help with parenting. We help with medical parts. We help with advice. We help advocate for your child if they need something at school or in another doctor's office or in a hospital setting. We are here for you in any way that you need. And because we do not work with insurance, we have so much flexibility in the way we can help you. We can have a phone call conversation for 45 minutes if we need to. We can have you come in without your kiddo so we can discuss all of the things. We can have telehealth visits and home visits. We can do text messaging and pictures and ways that we can assess ears and throats and all of that from the comfort of your home. If this sounds like something you're interested in, definitely check us out at bloomingbrightpediatrics.com. I definitely look forward to talking to you soon. If you have some great stories of how you were able to figure out a simple thing that changed your kiddo completely, where you were able to focus on the problem your kiddo was having and not focusing on that your kid was the problem, then definitely give us that information below. We want to see all of the ways that we are getting better at seeing our kids as good kids. We will talk soon.